Can we just start with some team news, please?
Team news, yeah, we're pretty good to be fair. So no real injuries. Got some players coming back, maybe a little bit too early this week in Kenny Tete and Terence Kongola. But other than that, really a clean bill of health. So we're pretty strong.
So of course the big news is that there will be 2,000 lucky fans to be back at Craven Cottage. Jurgen Klopp got quite emotional last weekend. He said it gave him goosebumps having those fans at Anfield. What impact do you think the 2,000 fans will have at this game on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll have a massive impact, to be fair. It's been such a long time since the players and since stadiums have been pretty empty. So, you know, for large parts of our lives or our careers, players and managers play with fans. That's what our game's about, really, the passion and the dynamicness fans bring. So we're fortunate enough that we have fans in our stadium this weekend, and we're looking forward to them. Spent a long, hard season last year, and at a crucial point of that season when we was getting promoted and then went to Wembley, our fans were not there to probably enjoy them moments. And yeah, so we're looking forward to it. Hopefully gives us that little bit more as well, and hopefully they are as well.
Does your approach change to the game at all, knowing that you will have the fans there cheering you?
Not really. No, not really. You know, I think obviously in terms of an approach, it doesn't change. The way the football match may pan out, that may be the case, because obviously the different dynamics it brings, where in a real positive way they can be that extra man, and in a negative way as well in terms of an edginess in games and how games balance out. So yeah, I think that's how I probably see it, and I'm sure it can only be a positive, really.
Liverpool go into the game after an emphatic 4-0 win against Wolves, but they have conceded 17 goals, which is only 4 less than your side. We've seen Brighton be able to get the draw against them, as well as Villa beating them. Does that give you and your team more confidence going into this fixture?
Well, I think we're always confident, and you know, I think we are where we are in the league table. But I think as a team and the way we're going and the way we drive things is we're always confident going into every game. And of course, I think we understand the challenges we face, and there is some matches that Liverpool have played what you stated there. But I think, look, there's no denying we're playing up against probably and arguably one of the best teams been in England probably for the last, and in Europe for the last 18 months. So big challenge ahead of us, which we know. But like last week when we had a massive challenge against Man City, we're going to the game wanting to try and cause Liverpool some problems, and you know, try and put our stamp on it a little bit as well, while also understanding and trying to nullify the threats what they bring, because they're a very good side.
Mitrović hasn't started the last 3 games. How's he taken being out of the side?
He's been fine. Yeah, I mean, it's not just Mitro, it's other players as well during this season, and that's what happens. You look at any team in the modern day and in the current climate, this is the way it is. You know, sometimes you use a squad in different ways, dips in form, leg-wise, fitness-wise. So yeah, I think this is part and parcel of the modern-day game, certainly in this current climate. And of course, I'm sure Alex will be the first to want to play every week. But the way it is at the moment, he hasn't. But like I've said before, many times before, that he'll have a large part, like he has. At this point, he'll still have a large part to play this year as well, and his attitude and his professionalism will get him back into that place where he needs to be.
Thanks, Scott. Best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Anita. Thanks very much. We can go back to JD, please. I think you're okay now.
Sorry, Scott, you know I always have to bring up a couple problems to the press conference.
I thought you'd have got used to it by now, JD.
These are weekly seconds now, right? Let's start with the fitness update of the team. I missed the first question, so I don't know if it's actually addressed, but just how are the boys going into it in terms of fitness?
We're all good, yeah. Fitness-wise, we're in a good place. Players slowly getting back, probably a little bit too early this week for a Tete and a Kongola, but they're on the right track in terms of coming back from fitness. And regarding other injuries, at the moment we've got a clean bill of health. So yeah, we're strong from that point.
It's been a tough month in terms of for Fulham, because you've had to face the likes of Everton, Leicester, Man City. But there's been some positive foundations that's also been laid this month in terms of going forward. I just wanted to know how you get on those foundations going into Sunday.
I think there's been. I think you're right. I think it has been a tough month for us. Fixture-wise, some top-class teams, and I think I've said it many times before. I think we're going to face some challenges most months because of the league we're in. And I wouldn't say just probably the last four games we give ourselves foundations. I'd say that probably runs over the last 7-8 games. To be honest with you, I think there's been some real positives to take from them games. I see a team that is that's progressing in the right way. And while I see that, I'm pleased with that. So a tough game at the weekend against a team that have probably been one of the best sides in Europe for in the last 18 months, really. So a very, very good team. But as always, we'll prepare and we'll try and cause Liverpool as many problems as we can, while also obviously understanding that the real threats they will impose on us.
It's interesting to watch how your team's been lining up for the last couple of weeks. You've seen the banks of 5 and you've seen the banks of 4 being sort of fluidly moved throughout the game. I just wanted to know, are you going to take a similar approach in terms of sitting in and trying to break again against Liverpool?
I think it depends. I want to be flexible on that, really. So I think every game's a little bit different in terms of the dynamics of the game and the tactical element of who we're playing against. So I think the most important thing is a team we're flexible. We can try and cover as many options as possible, and the things that Liverpool will propose, give to us on the day, and the problems they'll give to us, we'll try and nullify that as best we can, really. So look, we have changed it around a little bit, but I'm sure we'll be changing it around throughout the year, to be honest.
I did hear you slightly touch on it with Anita in terms of the opportunity for fans to be back in the stadium. Especially for teams that are fighting for every single point, and every game is important. Just talk about that aspect of having that 12th man, as everybody describes it.
Yeah, it'll be massive for us. It is going to be massive, and I think you're right in saying that when you're scrapping at times, and you need that cliche as it is, that 12th man in stadiums. Sometimes it can give you that extra help. So we've been out fans now for some time. I think last year, during a massive part of our season in terms of after lockdown, what we was going for, getting to Wembley, fans weren't there to enjoy it with a team, and probably lost a little something from that, really, all of us, in terms of the memories there, of course, and the achievements there. But ultimately, like anything, you want to try and share that with your fans, because they're arguably the most important people. So 2,000 fans coming at the weekend, first time they've seen us in this division for a few years now. Obviously, last time they were in, we was in the Championship. So I hope they come excited, which I'm sure they will, and really get behind us. And we can try and put a performance in.
It's been interesting also listening to the captain this week, Tom. I know him very well. He's a very honest guy, very good guy as well. But he talked about sort of the differences this time round in the Premier League in comparison to last time, and there's more now. There's more understanding. There's a lack of naivety. Do you believe that as well when you're seeing the squad?
Yeah, I do. I think Tom's right. I do believe that. I do see that. At times we've probably been a little bit naive, but I think Tom's right. I do think the team are learning, the team are understanding. This is still a young team, and the players what have been at the football club for some time have probably not operated in and around the Premier League for a consistent amount of time as well. So at times they are learning as it speaks. So, but I think he's right, yeah, for sure. And I've seen that. I go back to earlier in the interview when I said the last 7 to 8 games. I see a team that is starting to understand this division and understanding the fine margins of this division. And you switch off for any 1 second, it can get punished in this league. So we need to keep growing. I often say that, keep growing, keep working hard working on our flaws and where we need to improve, and keep pushing as a team, really.
Just finally from me, Scott, in terms of rotation, there's a lot of games in December. I know every manager is going to say they're focused on the next game, but we have a massive Christmas congestion coming up, which both of us are going to be very busy in. So how does it work? Do you prepare this far in advance for what you know is going to be a busy festive period?
You have half an eye on it. I think you have half an eye on things, and you try and plan ahead in terms of training schedules. But like always, every game for us and for me this year, every game is the next one. You can't really look further than that. And at the moment, the next big challenge of us is Liverpool. We obviously then go into a midweek game and a game after that. But yeah, I mean, look, there's not too much planning in terms of team selection. Of course, there's planning in terms of training and how we structure training and stuff like that. And in saying that, I'm sure over this busy period that we'll need to use the squad. Players will be coming in, players will be coming out, because you know how many games there are being played that, you know, it's only normal that takes place, really.